Thanksgiving is around the corner, but I'm doing something a little different this year. I'm having a Friendsgiving. I'm gonna invite some of my childhood friends over, and we're gonna eat. Every holiday, they always say, Kardea, we need you to cook. And I'm like, always with my family, or, you know, and so we never get a chance to get together around the holidays. I chose this day. I said, y'all come over, let's do Friendsgiving. And I'm gonna do it up big. I'm making a Cajun butter spatchcock turkey. They saw it on my Instagram. I made it like last year, and they were like, oh, girl, we need this. And so this is the time that they're gonna get this spatchcock turkey. Spatchcocking just basically means removing the backbone from out of your turkey, breaking down the chest bone and laying it flat. I promise you it cooks in half the time. And then why not add some Cajun butter? So I'm making a Cajun butter sauce from scratch. Some butter, some spices. I've roughly chopped 1 stalk of celery for my butter, half of a yellow onion. I'm gonna use about half of this bell pepper, zap it all the way down because I needed to go through, I'm injecting this bird. So I need it to be so fine that it'll go through the needle. Get this going. All right. That is pureed. I'm gonna grab my melted butter. I've melted 2 sticks of unsalted butter. Brown sugar kind of lessens the punch of the Cajun seasoning that I'm using. So I like to add a few tablespoons of light brown sugar. Got my Cajun seasoning here, a couple tablespoons. Cajun seasoning is usually cayenne pepper, salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, oregano, like Italian seasoning, some dried herbs, some hot sauce, because it is Cajun, and some Chardonnay. You find that a lot in Cajun and Creole cooking, so I thought, why not add it to my Cajun butter sauce? Pulsing it all the way down until it becomes a liquid. Let's see. Ooh, that's good. It tastes sweet, a little heat, not too bad because I added that brown sugar. My butter has kind of started to solidify again, and that's okay. I'm gonna melt it on top of the stove, add my butter back to the saucepan and just get it melted again. All right, that is beautiful. It's nice and melted again. The vegetables are definitely pureed, so it's gonna be able to go right through this injector. Let me actually move this out of the way. Let that hang out right there. So I have a 10-pound bird here. You're just going down the backbone. It's not a pretty job, but somebody's gotta do it. What I'd like to do is take my hands and break the breastbone. And that's just gonna help it lay even flatter. I have my Cajun butter sauce here. Suck it up, just like that. Every single slice of turkey is going to be, just loaded with flavor. You'll see the lines and the swirls of the flavor all throughout this bird. When the Cajun butter sauce starts to get a little low in the pot, just transfer it to a glass. I like to put it back on the rack. Okay. Coating it with the Cajun butter sauce on the outside is gonna help give it, of course, more flavor, but it's also gonna get it nice and crispy and golden brown. And I'm setting aside a portion of the butter sauce to baste the bird once it's been cooked. I have my oven preheated to 425. I'm gonna roast the turkey for about 30 minutes. It's gonna get it nice and kind of golden brown on top. Then I'm gonna reduce the heat because I don't want it to burn. I'm gonna roast it for an additional hour at 350. Around 45 minutes, I'm gonna check the thickest part of the bird, which is the breast, and see if it's reached about 165. That means it's cooked. So this is my bird that's been in the oven at 425 for about 30 minutes. I like to get some of the juices that have gone to the bottom and just baste my turkey. I'm gonna reduce the heat to 350 and let my bird get up to temp. It's gonna take about another 45 minutes to an hour to get there. And when I say up to temp, I mean 165 degrees in the thickest part of the bird. While that's roasting, I'm gonna get started on my sweet potato pie stuffed cornbread. 2 of my favorite things combined into one. And let me tell you something, it was an experiment that went right. So I'm gonna start off with my cornbread base. 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of yellow cornmeal. I like to do half and half. It gives it more of a cake-like consistency. 1 tablespoon of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, and 2/3 cup of sugar. So it's an experiment that went right, but let me tell you where I got the idea for the experiment. There's an older man at my grandmother's church that has for so many years made this cornbread with sweet potato at the bottom of the cornbread. I haven't been able to get the recipe for him, so I said, you know what? I can do that. Something didn't work out, so I said, you know what? Let me reverse it. Put the cornbread at the bottom, put the sweet potato pie at the filling, swirl it in, and it's still kind of stuffed because it kind of just like goes throughout the pie filling. You'll see how it looks, but it's kind of like my own spin on it, and it's great. You're gonna love it. So my dry ingredients are mixed up. Now I'm gonna move on to my wet. 1 egg to my bowl, a cup of buttermilk. Buttermilk is gonna help also make that cornbread nice and soft and give it a slight tang. 2 tablespoons of canola oil, and 1 stick of melted, unsalted butter. Now, the secret to making really good cornbread is not to overmix it. If it's lumpy, that's okay. You don't want to release too much of that gluten to get a pillowy, soft cornbread. Just mix to combine. Done. I'm gonna grab my cast iron skillet I have back here. If you're not using a well-seasoned cast iron skillet, I would say please add butter or cooking spray to your pan before adding the cornmeal mixture. Smooth this out. So this is the cornbread layer, and now I'm gonna add the sweet potato pie filling. So this sweet potato has been boiled and peeled to make life simpler. Cut these into big chunks since it's going inside the food processor anyway. I have about 6 tablespoons of melted unsalted butter, teaspoon of vanilla extract, teaspoon of nutmeg, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. A tablespoon of orange juice. It adds this natural sweetness to the natural sweetness of a sweet potato. A 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. 1 egg just to hold the pie filling together. And a splash of heavy cream. The cream is just gonna help make that sweet potato pie filling nice and smooth. Process this down to become smooth and there's no chunks of sweet potato. And that's done. I'm just gonna spoon this on top, just like dollop it in there. We're having Friendsgiving at the Wright House this year. They don't even know what they're in for. That's good. Got a skewer here. I'm just gonna make like a marbled effect with it. Just like that. Zigzag my way through the filling. Once it bakes, you'll definitely see the marbled effect. All right, that's done. Take this over here to my stove and take my turkey out first. Ooh, wait. Look at that, America. That's what you call a bird. So I'm gonna bump the heat up to about 400 degrees. I'm gonna let this bake off for about 30 minutes, just until I insert a toothpick in the center and it comes out clean. Now, about that turkey. They'll never know. They'll never know. Oh. Wow. That bird is cooked to perfection. It's juicy, nice and caramelized. I don't think I'm gonna get my friends to go home.